Hello everyone, Ben here with a solo game of Tiny Epic Quest. So in a solo game, about the only setup difference is the Magic Track card has been flipped over, so it's on the solo side, and that's about it, I believe. So to begin with, we need to pick a difficulty level. So I think out of the 5, probably go for Squire, and we'll try and get 50 points, hopefully anyway, by the end of the game. Your movement cards are not, so in a solo game your movement cards would be shuffled up into a deck, and then you draw 2 at random to start off your movement and go from there. I will not be trying to shuffle them up, however, I will just have them laid out like so, and I'll be using a die to randomise which ones come up. So horse and foot. Horse and foot. Okay, horse and foot, and then we've got our quest cards, which are the kind of objectives you want to try and go for. And we've got Desert Temple, Ice Temple, and then 3 heroes on separate map cards on the coast. Okay. So the Desert Temple is over there, and the Ice Temple is here. Right, okay, so unfortunately neither of those are on the coast, which means we could basically try and do that one, or maybe go for those 2. I like the temples better because you get nifty items, and nifty items are always great. So if we go horse or foot, well, let's go, the Ice Temple is here, so you may as well go by horse first and just come over here. Maybe. Yeah, we'll go by horse first, like that, and we'll get started on the Ice Temple there. Right, so that was horse, which means we have foot movement left and ship movement. So, ship movement. Okay. Well, let's see, foot movement would get us around here somewhere, which doesn't necessarily help us. We're not attacking goblins, so that one's no good. We could actually advance one of our heroes on a temple track. We are on a temple, so that's pretty good. We are maxed out on power, so that Mushroom Grotto ability is no good to us either. So basically we could do a foot movement over here and grab that Mushroom Grotto. And then, how would that help get over to the Desert Temple? It wouldn't, is the simple answer. Instead, what else could we do? We could do ship movement over here to that spell obelisk and start laying that one. Yeah, let's try that, because spells are always nice to have, because it gives you, the more spells you have, basically the more energy you have, and the more energy you have, the better stuff you can do when it comes to using energy. So we'll come over with our ship movement, and we'll come to that spell obelisk, and we'll try and learn that one. So that was ship. We've got foot left over, and we've got 1, 2, 3, griffin. So griffin or foot, and then raft at the end. So basically we want to try and get onto the Desert Temple with our last movement. So we could go by griffin over here somewhere, and then move by foot onto it. I think that's probably about all we can do, unfortunately. Yeah, moving by foot and then moving by griffin would be about as useful as moving by griffin and then by foot, and raft would not be useful at all, simply because we can't reach any decent Mushroom Grotto abilities. So if we go by griffin then, and we'll just come over here, and we aren't attacking a goblin, so unfortunately that's wasted. So we'll do that, and then we've got foot and raft left, and we can just come over by foot and start on that temple. And then raft is the unused movement card. Okay, So we are done with our movement, so we come to the nighttime phase of the game, which is basically rolling dice. So in the first, so the mushroom track, the magic track, has varying levels, and they basically affect how dangerous the dice can be to you. But at the beginning, we get to safely ignore one damage we would normally take, so that's ignored. We've got, well, we're not attacking goblins, so we don't need to bother with that. We've got 2 torches and a scroll, so that's fine. So 1, 2 torches, and then 1 scroll. Excellent, that's a good start. Okay, we can again ignore that damage. We don't need power because we're at maximum power anyway, so that's fine. 1 more scroll, and again, not attacking goblins. So sure, 1 more scroll there. Okay. No mushrooms yet. It's strange. Well, okay, as soon as I said that, of course, mushrooms start sprouting up. So ignore that one. Taking 2 mushroom steps, 1, 2, and a couple of scrolls. Looking good on the desert temple there. If only we were, yeah, if only we were fighting goblins. Never mind. So we could spend 2 power to supplement that scroll. I think we'll hold off on using the power just yet, and we'll save it just 1 more round. So, geez, we really should have been fighting goblins. So that's 1 more magic step, like that. We will actually now use power to supplement this torch, because we are a bit behind on the Ice Temple torch track. So we'll use 2 power to basically advance 1 more torch. We'll pair it with this torch we rolled, and that will give us the 2 we need. Okay. Right, so 1 of these we can ignore, 1 of them we can't. So we will take 2 damage from that. And then a scroll and a torch, which unfortunately are of no use, and then a goblin punch, which again is of no use. And again, scrolls and torches. Right, so we can actually get 2 power from these dice now. So yep, we'll get 2 power from those, and then we'll spend 2 of it to supplement either torch or either scroll. Basically 50-50. Well, which one do we want to get most? So having a look at the objectives or the items we get, that one allows us to learn better spells. That one means we can move always by Griffin. I like the better spells one. So basically, if we supplement our scroll with 2 power, and we definitely get the Desert Temple finished, and then that will give us the book that we need. And then hopefully, well, not this round anyway, so we can ignore that one. We're going to get, oh no, we're going to get 2 power back up to 3, and then we can supplement our torch now with 2 more power and get the Ice Temple finished. So we still need 1 more mushroom movement to get ourselves into the right level track to get that spell learnt. So we want 1 more mushroom, and that's about it really. And there it is. Excellent. Nothing else happens. We would get 1 power, so we'll give ourselves a power. These extra scrolls and torches are no longer needed, and then the mushroom moves up 1 level to the right band for us. And we'll stop there. So we've used all our dice for this particular roll, and then we will stop adventuring and we will rest. So basically, the mushroom has moved up far enough that we can now learn a spell 1 level higher than we currently are, which is that spell there. So this guy will finish learning his spell and he will come back to our castle. And then these guys have reached the ends of their respective tracks on the temples, so they will come back as well. So we are done with these 2, and we have advanced our staff past the Desert Temple. Okay. So, Equipped hero may learn... Oh, right, so we need the book for that one, and we need the panpipes, the flute, technically, for that one. So, book and pipes. And we just need to attach them to a hero. Maybe the same one. It might be useful for moving around various spell obelisks. Let's try and get these in. There we go. That's in that one, and maybe the book. You're not tied to putting them in the same hero and then leaving them there forever. You can reshuffle them around once you get guys back to a castle. So he can go off and do stuff, and then if you decide later on you want to move objects around between heroes, you can swap them out at the castle. But I think we'll leave them on the guy for the time being, and we'll see how that goes. So that was those two. So we got 2 quests done, not too bad. We refill the row. Even if these were quests that we could have completed by guys still being out on the map, it wouldn't have worked because, as I said, it happens simultaneously. So they come back, new stuff gets put out, and that's that. And because we learnt 1 spell, we get to move up our maximum potential power. Didn't defeat any goblins, unfortunately, so we don't get any more health, but that's fine. And we got 3 guys back, so basically we get to gain 3 health or 3 power, or a mixture thereof. So we'll probably put it... Oh, well, if we put 1 health and 2 power, that will actually bring them all up to the maximums, which is fine. Happy with that. And so normally in a regular game you wouldn't actually remove any cards unless no one had completed quest cards, but in a solo game you always remove the right hand one anyway, just to simulate other people taking quests off. And then we get that one out there, which is another Desert Temple one. Okay, fair enough. Right. So that was that. The magic track resets, and we do need to turn some goblins aggressive. So any goblins that you had not previously defeated would actually turn aggressive, but in the solo game you only turn 3 of them. So not all of them, just 3, which is, pretty handy. It's not too bad. So we'll probably flip over a couple on the far outer edges of the map we wouldn't usually get to, so that one, and maybe this one over here, like so. Yep. So those are the 3 we flipped over. We didn't defeat any goblins, so we don't have to put any more out. And let's see, we are on round 2. The movement cards have reset. I think that is everything. Yep, I think that's everything. Okay, so we need some more movement. We've got 5, which is Raft, and 3, which is Griffin. So Raft or Griffin. And we want to try and get to the Desert Temple or the Fire Temple. Unfortunately, we've just done the Desert Temple for getting our staff out, and the Fire Temple would not actually help us because our shield is not past the Shadow Temple yet. So none of those combo with our legendary items, and have all 3 of our heroes at least 3 map cards away from each other. Okay, so Desert Temple's here, Fire Temple is there. So we could do a temple, a goblin portal maybe, and then a spell obelisk. And now we have the guy with the book, we really want to try and do spells. So maybe the Fire Temple. What does the bomb give us? Immediately roll a dice and deal 1 damage for each power. So that would help with goblins as well, actually. Yeah, I like the sound of that. So we'll go for the Fire Temple and try and maybe get this map quest at some point and get ourselves on a spell obelisk to take effect of the book efficiently. So Griffin or Raft? Well, if we go by Griffin straight up to the Fire Temple, I'll take one of my guys, our Griffin over there. That's that done with. Is that? efficient use. Well, anyway. And then 2 is horse. So raft or horse. So we could go up the river by raft up to a goblin portal, or across by horse over here somewhere. Let's see, so if we look at spells, the spider spell wouldn't be too bad, or the rabbit spell. So basically those are reasonable ones we can try and learn now to achieve with the next nighttime rolling. So spider is over here, and rabbit is over there. So if we go by, let's have a think. If we go by raft, now with this guy, and we'll pop up here and we'll try and attack that goblin. So yeah, if we go by raft now, we'll head up there and we'll try and attack that goblin over there. Okay. Which means that now then, that was our raft movement. Now we have horse and ship. So we're going to have horse, ship and foot. So ship movement maybe, and then foot somewhere. Right. I think if we go by horse with that guy, or he could move by griffin actually. Would griffin work either? It would work, but not for the purposes of completing this particular map quest, unfortunately. So we could move him by griffin over here, deal a damage to the goblin that our hero is attacking, and then move him back to try and learn this spell. But at no point would he be more than three map cards away from other heroes. So not that one. And if we go for, what's the other one we wanted to do, the spider. So spider is over here. Again, at no point would he be more than three map cards away from other heroes, which is unfortunate. So instead we will go by horse with this guy over here, simply for the purposes of moving, which is that one. And now we have finished this map quest, because all three of our heroes are at least 3 map cards away from each other. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, more than enough for this guy as well. So that one is finished with. And what do we get? So 2 health and 2 power. Unfortunately, we are maxed out on health and power, so we don't get the reward, but we still get the quest done anyway. The new one comes out. All 3 heroes in a horizontal line. Nope, not going to get that finished, but never mind. So that was our movement, and then we've got by ship or by foot left over. So basically now if we take this guy by ship, and he sort of comes round the coast back to where he came from, we can drop him off at this spell obelisk here, and we can try and learn that spell. So yeah, that seems pretty good. So we're done with all that. We go into dice rolling. So we want, well, pretty much everything basically. We can ignore that one. And we don't get power because we're at maximum power. We do get 2 mushroom movements, so that's fine. 2 scrolls. Oh good, we are on the temple with scrolls, that's fine. So that one gets ignored, and then we've got 2 goblin punches and 2 scroll movements. So damage to goblin, yep, and 2 scroll movements there, that's good. A lot of torches, which is no good unfortunately. Another damage to a goblin though, that's fine, we'll use that one. Yeah, this is not a Yahtzee game, unfortunately. You don't get to hold over dice and re-roll if you don't like them. You just basically get the roll and then you use it best you can. Okay, so we could spend power now, couldn't we? So one more mushroom movement, and then we've got 3 scrolls. So actually, if we spend 2 power, so unfortunately we would not get to gain power before we spent it, so we would not get to get one of our power back. So that would be done first and technically wasted, then the mushroom comes in, and then the scrolls. So we'll use 2 scrolls to advance a level, and then we'll use 1 scroll and 2 power to simulate another scroll, and that will get us done on that temple there. So all we need now is a couple more mushrooms and some goblin punches. Well, we do get to get 2 power back, so that's nice. So that will help prevent damage to us in future. There's one of the mushrooms we were looking for. Would that have happened first? No, power would have happened first, and then mushrooms. So we are fine on getting the 2 power from that, because the next band the mushroom reaches, you only get power from the second die onwards. First one is wasted, and then you get power from number 2, and so on. But in this case we did get the power first, so we are fine for that. Right, so unfortunately now we cannot ignore that one, that damage, because we are in the next band, so the first one will now damage us instead of it being ignored. Excuse me. So we will take 1 damage. We could block it with power. No, we'll hold off on that. We'll save the power in case we really need it later on. So we'll take the damage. We will not gain power from that die because that first one is ignored. We will increase the mushroom track by 1, and then the goblin punch will deal a damage to the goblin. So basically we need 1 more damage goblin and 2 more mushrooms, and then this scroll is wasted, unfortunately. Okay, that's enough damage to a goblin, so we're going to take a damage from that die there, bring us down to 4. We will not get a power back. We will damage the goblin enough to defeat it, hopefully anyway, provided we don't get exhausted. And now we just need to see 2 more mushrooms. And of course, once we've defeated the goblin, we roll nothing but goblin punches, of course. There we go. Right, so take a damage from that and ignore that one. Instead, what we'll do is we'll defend that damage. So we'll spend 2 power to not take damage from that particular die. That one is safely ignored. We will not get power back from that die, but we will get power back from the second one. So we'll move ourselves back up to 3. And then there's 1 more mushroom we needed. Okay, so now we just need 1 more mushroom basically, and no more damage please. Okay, so that's the mushroom, and everything else can be safely ignored, we don't need to use it. So, excellent. And we will stop rolling there. So then, let's have a look. Right, I think we did everything. We certainly did the spell. We have the guy with the book. So basically he can learn a spell 1 level higher than the magic track gives us. So basically it will give us a spell 2 levels higher, but he gets the 3rd level, so 1, 2, 3, which is fine. The goblin was successfully defeated by the person attacking it, so it will come back to our board. And then we did complete the fire temple, so this guy will come back as well. And we get the fire temple reward, which is the bomb. And we get to basically move along to a goblin portal and deal damage, hopefully, if we roll well enough. So we need the bomb from our little items supply, and we'll put it on a different guy, like so. Yep, okay, like that. And no, I think we're fine leaving this guy with the flute so far. Seems to be working well with him. And we didn't do Desert Temple, we didn't do... Right, that's fine, so that will get shifted over. 2 heroes in another player's castle. Okay, maybe. And what else am I forgetting? Oh right, so we need 3 health or 3 power. We are now at... what's that? 3 plus 4 is 7, so we are now at 7 maximum power. And... oh, 7 maximum health as well. So that's fine. So 3 health or 3 power. Well, let's give ourselves 2 health and 1 power. Seems a reasonable way to split it out. And we need to flip some more goblins to the aggressive side again. So how many have we got left? 3 unaggressive goblins, so they would all flip over. So that one, and that one, and that one. And then we refill the one that we successfully defeated, which is there. This quest will get discarded from the right hand side, and we'll put a new one out. So the Ice Temple, oh, well that's not too bad, that would help with our staff certainly if we get the Ice Temple done. And I believe that is everything. Mushroom magic track gets reset. We are now on to round 3. Okay, so we've got movement cards need to get flipped over. And we are doing Griffin movement and... oops. Not 5, 4. Raft movement. So Griffin or Raft. And we want to be definitely trying to do the Ice Temple, I think is a good idea. Which is just over here. So neither of those help with... neither Griffin or Raft help us getting to the Ice Temple. And we want to get onto a Goblin Portal with this guy to start damaging goblins. And we want to get onto a Spell Obelisk with this guy to do spells. So basically now if we try the Bear spell, I think that's Bear, that would be 3 levels higher, so basically 2 levels on the magic track and then +1 for his book. And the Bear spell Obelisk is... where? Over here. So neither Griffin nor Raft help us getting there either. Oh, that's not so good. Maybe ship movement for that one then. So if we can do Griffin or Raft with our bomb guy then to get onto a Goblin Portal. Well, basically either of those 2 would work. And looking at map quests, 3 in a line, not on your castle. So not really of use either. Because basically 3 in a line, if we want to get a guy on to learn the Bear spell, would be sort of here. Actually, Bear spell Obelisk, Ice Temple, and then one over there. Huh. Would that be... yeah, that would be technically in a horizontal line. Doesn't say you have to have a... doesn't say you can have a gap in between. So I just got to figure out now the best way of doing that. So, foot movement... right, okay. So actually, if we use Bomb Guy to move technically by Griffin up here, and just plant him there for the time being, and worry about him later. So that was Griffin movement. The next one is going to be... number 2 is Horse movement. So now if we do this guy moving by horse over to the Ice Temple, and we'll get him started on that. Yep. So that was horse movement. That was horse movement. That was horse movement. Yep. Next is what's that? Foot. So 4, 5, 6 is foot. So if we do Raft movement now with Bomb Guy that we left over here, and bring him down to start on this goblin. So we'll flip it over, and his bomb will basically start bombing the goblin. So we want to see power symbols. Yep, power symbols. Yeah, of course, no power symbols. Thanks, dice. I appreciate it. So no damage to him, unfortunately, but we'll still manage to start attacking him during the nighttime phase. So that was our Raft movement. And then our final movement is basically foot or ship. And if we move this guy now by ship round the coast to this map card here, and he'll get started on the Bear Obelisk spell. We now have 3 guys in a horizontal line. So we have done this map quest. And the reward for that is 3 power, which is pretty good. So that brings us up to 7. Okay. And we have guys on various objectives. Yep, that looks satisfactory to me. So new spell comes out. 3 heroes on temples. That is unlikely to happen ever. So that will probably get moved off at some point. Okay, and we are into nighttime phase. So die rolling. Let's see what we've got. So, right, 1 goblin we can ignore, 1 we cannot. So we'll take the damage from that. 2 mushrooms and a torch is the word I'm looking for. So that will move us up there, that's fine. Right, we're going to have to defend some of these goblins. Right, that one we can ignore, these 2 we cannot. So we're basically going to take 2 damage, and we've got 7 power. So it might be worth spending... We'll take damage from one of them, and we'll block one of them. So we'll take ourselves down to 4, and then we'll block one of the damage with 2 power, like that. And then we've got a mushroom and a goblin punch. So mushroom will move us up the track, and then do damage to a goblin, which is over there. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're going to get power back, so that's fine, that's very handy. We're going to ignore those scrolls, but we're going to be able to use a torch to advance on a track and damage a goblin. Right. So, torch, goblin, very good. Need more mushrooms, maybe. Well, there's one of them anyway. So, power first brings us back up to, well, a maximum of 7 anyway. And that's another mushroom. So we're into the next band of mushroom power now. And we'll use 1 torch, and then we'll spend 2 power to supplement our torch with the 2 power. So that will give us 2 torches, basically. So that's that done. Okay, so we can... Nope, we cannot ignore that damage. We will take... we'll take the 1 damage. It's fine. We've got damage. We've got health to spare at the moment, so we'll take the 1 damage. We will advance the mushroom track and get ourselves 1 power. Nope, that's ignored, unfortunately. And then we've got 2 damage to goblins. That's fine. Yep, brings us there. Right, we have to take more damage. Well, we'll spend 2 power now to stop damage from that one, bringing us down to 3. We will ignore one of those power dice, but get power from the second one. Back up to 4, and then we've got a torch and a scroll. I think we'll spend 2 power now, we still can possibly get power back. And we'll again supplement a torch with 2 power to finish off the Ice Temple track. So that's that. So at least we've got the Ice Temple done. And we've definitely punched this goblin enough so that he's defeated. So that is 1 mushroom. Okay, goblin has been successfully punched. That's that done. And we need 1 more mushroom now. And that will get us the spell we want. We're going to take damage. Are we going to take damage? Yeah, we'll take damage, and we'll even out the tracks a bit. So that's the damage taken. We won't get power back. Mushroom will go up the next level, and then those 2 scrolls are done with. And we're going to stop there. So that's all the rolling done. We're going to rest. So we have successfully learnt the bear spell. So 2 spell levels plus 1 for the book makes us 1, 2, 3 up to there, which basically means we are now at complete maximum power. We have finished the Ice Temple, so this guy comes back, Ice Temple guy comes back, and we have done enough damage to the Goblin, so Bomb guy comes back, bringing our health up to 8, maximum health anyway. So we need, well, I'm going to put it all with health, so we need 3 health or 3 power, and we're going to take all health because we are severely low. And we are done with the Ice Temple, so we get the Boomerang. When the equipped hero is at a Goblin portal, each damage you take deals 1 damage to the Goblin. Excellent. So we'll take the Boomerang from our stack of stuff, and since the Bomb guy is going to be going around to Goblin portals anyway, we may as well give him the Boomerang so he can do even more damage. Okay, so that's that. Right, and we didn't do any other quests. No, that's fine. So that is 2 heroes on the center map card. Right, technically now, because we have 3 of the same quest type, map quests, we have to discard and keep drawing until we get a treasure quest. So you have 1 of each, or at least 1 of each in the quest row. So that was that done. All goblins, nope, this guy needs to go aggressive, so he is the one we can flip over to aggressive side, and we need to refill this one. The rightmost card of the quest cards gets discarded, and another one comes out. Forest Temple, and we did the Ice Temple, so actually we do get the staff. So it's gone past its 2nd temple, it's now completed, and that will be also useful for portals, spell portals. So, in that case then we might take the flute of this guy if we can do. There we go. So we'll take the flute off and we'll give him the staff since he's going to be going to spell portals anyway. And then we may as well stick the flute on this guy instead. So we're at the castle, we can do item move around if we want to, so that's fine. And I believe that is everything. So we need movement cards flipping over. We need magic track resetting. And we're on round 4. So then, we definitely need a lot more goblins. We've probably got enough spells, or we will be able to get enough spells by the time the game ends. That's fine. We've got some quests. Yep, so we definitely want to shift into goblin defeating overdrive here. Right then. And let's see what we've got. So we want, 3 heroes on temples is not going to happen. Doing the Shadow Temple, could do that, or the Forest Temple. Forest Temple would give us the bow, which is very good at also with attacking goblins. So we'll definitely try for the Forest Temple, I think. And we'll see how that works. So movement-wise, we want 5, which is Raft, and 2, which is Horse. So Raft and Horse, and the Forest Temple is where? Over here. Not achievable by 1 map card, 1 movement, unfortunately. So it's basically a kind of an L shape, and any card which is basically an L shape from your starting movement you can't achieve, unless it's on the coast, of course, and you can do it by ship. But normally you can't achieve it with 1 movement. So it's going to be 2 movement to get over to that Forest Temple. And we've got Horse and Raft. Okay, well if we come over here with our horse movement and we'll start wailing on this goblin, because we do need more goblins, that's fine. So we want to see power dice, 1 power die. Okay, that's fine, we'll take that. So that basically gets converted into 1 damage to a goblin. So that was our horse movement, and then we've got Raft and 5 and 6 is foot movement. So we could move a guy there by foot. Let's see, if we move someone there by foot and start going on that goblin, because we do need more goblins. And then we're exploring the Forest Temple. We could probably take a break maybe from spell obelisks. So we've got 2 more rounds, and we basically need 1 more spell obelisk to try and get, which is reasonably achievable, I think. So if we concentrate now on goblins and also temples to try and help us defeat goblins. So if we move this guy by, what did I have, foot or raft? So we'll move him by raft over here, and he can start on that goblin, which leaves, yeah, okay, that kind of works. So that was our raft movement. So now we do 1 to 3 is ship movement. So now we do this guy who has either foot or ship. And if we come over to, what do we need? Maybe more health, I think, possibly. So if we come over round by ship over here to that Mushroom Grotto, and that's basically 2 health, sorry, for every hero outside your castle. And we have all 3 outside at the moment, so that is 6 health, which would bring us up to 8, our maximum. So that gives us a lot of health that we can then use. And that was our ship movement. So basically now we have foot or griffin left, and we'll just use the foot movement to pop over here to the Forest Temple, and we'll try and start doing that one. Yep, that seems about right. And into nighttime dice rolling. Okay, we're into nighttime rolling. So let's have a look. Okay, we can definitely ignore that goblin. That's fine. We've got 1 mushroom track movement, which we don't really care about at the moment, and then 2 damage to goblins. Okay, so is it worth splitting them up? I think what we'll try and do is we'll do both damage to this goblin, so that's 1, 2 there. Simply because this guy, when we get damaged, he can retaliate with a boomerang. So we'll leave him to basically do retaliatory damage to that goblin, and then any ones we get from dice will go onto that one over there. No torches, unfortunately, so, never mind. Right, so we ignore that goblin. Again, another damage. Torches we can use. Right, so no damage, 2 mushroom track movement, and then attacking a goblin and a torch. So we want to attack this goblin, and we want to move up like that on the temple. A lot of power. Yeah, we could actually, well, fine, we'll take all that power then. So that's 4 power. Back up to 6, that's pretty handy. And a damage to a goblin, which was that one there. So we're doing quite handily on goblins at the moment. No torches there. Well, we could spend, we've got a lot of power. Oh, well, okay, fine. No torches. Now we have a lot of torches. Good. And some more power. So if we use, right, we'll get 2 power from those, so that brings us up to 8. And 3 torches will be fine to move us up 2 levels, so 1 level, 2 levels with the 3 torches. And, right, so we could spend 2 power for that torch. So we need 3 more mushroom movement, so 1, 2, 3, and then damage a goblin, and we'll spend 2 power to supplement that torch. So back down to 6 on the power, plus that torch there brings us up to completing the Forest Temple, and we get to damage a goblin. So this one is now defeated, which is fine because then we can start working on that one over there. We are going to take a damage, so 1 damage there, which will now damage that goblin in return, You do actually have to take the damage in order to activate the Boomerang's ability. You can't defend against it because then you are technically not taking health and you don't get to retaliate. So we need to not get a power, advance the mushroom track. Right, that's at the top, that's at the second level now. Okay, and then do one more damage with that die to the goblin. So basically we need 2 more damage to the goblin and we are done. That is nothing, unfortunately. It's simply 2 more mushroom track movements, which is going to push us up to the top level. Well, okay, fine. Just have to hope we don't roll a lot of damage this time. No, we're okay. Oh, well, we got some from the mushrooms. We do... Right, so we get 2 damage from the mushrooms, and it's not damage from the particular die face, so I don't believe it converts into the boomerang attacking the goblin back. So we'll get 2 damage from that, bring us down to 5. We will, however, damage the goblin with that die, so that's fine. So basically one more damage and with that. And there we go. So, well, we're going to get hit pretty hard actually. These red die faces are now going to do 2 damage because we're far enough up the magic track. So we will... Can we block both of them? We could spend 4 magic actually. Yeah. We'll spend 4 magic to block both of these attacks. So that would bring us down to 2. This is the benefit of having a large mana pool. So they're done with. This mushroom die, however, will still damage us 1, so that's fine, we can take that one. And then we will defeat the goblin with that die there. And he is done for. Good. And we will stop rolling and complete that nighttime phase. So this guy finished his temple, he's done. Which means we get, what do we get? Forest temple, was it? Yep, so we get the bow. So that will go on to someone in a second. And a new one comes out, the water temple. Okay, that might be useful to go for. This guy and this guy defeated their respective goblins, so those come back, that's fine. So we're a bit up on the goblins, that's pretty good. We need to... we can't flip over any more goblins, they're all aggressive, so we'll just put out new ones onto the ones we did defeat. We get 3 health or 3 power again from those guys all coming back. So again, probably 2 health and a power, about right. We need to move up our maximum health by 1 because we defeated a goblin. No, we defeated 2 actually, so we need to move our maximum health up by 2. So they're both at max 10 now, and that's as far as they can go. You can't go further than that. One of these guys needs to get the bow, and the bow says during the night the equipped hero may basically range a goblin, pretty much. So if we give it to this guy who can move about by griffin, maybe that will get him in range of various goblins he can then attack. We'll have to see. So like that. And it's another quest done for end of game scoring, so that's always useful. The rightmost one gets removed and a new one comes out. 3 heroes at least 3 map cards away from our castle. Okay. And we've got Water Temple and Shadow Temple. Oh, and we should have moved the sword up because we completed the Forest Temple. So actually now, if we go for the Water Temple on our final night time, that would then get the sword out. The Shadow Temple would not help actually complete our shield, so we'll probably just ignore that one. And some more goblins. And a spell obelisk. Right, okay, a lot to do then. Well, let's see. So, new movement card reset. And first of all is horse, and secondly is, whoops. Secondly is not knocking everything off the card. Secondly is raft. So horse and raft, we want to try and do the water temple, which is down here. We want to try and get some more goblins done, which are basically all over the map. And we want to try and get to the spell obelisk at the very top there of the track, which is just over here, I believe that one is. Yeah, that looks about right. So actually raft would get us up there. So sure, we'll do that now and we don't have to worry about it. That's not going to be... I don't think, unfortunately, we're going to get this one done. Because the spell obelisk we need and the water temple we need are pretty close to our castle. So they're not going to be more than three more spaces away. So, never mind. That's just how it falls. So we'll go to the spell obelisk with that guy. So he'll go by raft over there, and that's him done with. We've got 5 and 6 is foot, so horse and foot, and we want to try and get the water temple. So basically, we could move. Well, he's got the nice bow, but unfortunately, I think he's going to be stuck down the water temple. Yeah, probably. I think it makes sense. It's more quest cards if we do it, plus it's a legendary item, so yeah, we'll put him on the water temple, even though it's unfortunately wasting his bow a bit. So that was a foot movement. Then we've got horse and ship movement, with our final guy here who wants to go out and do some stuff to goblins. So if we go horse and then by ship somewhere, either way it kind of works. So if we go by horse first, we do need health though, maybe. We've got low power and middling health. So is there a way to maybe get more health? There is a way. Okay, so instead we will move this guy by ship. So he will come round the coast over here to that mushroom grotto, and that will get us 6 more health because we have 3 guys outside of our castle. So that will bump our health up to maximum. So that was ship, and then we've got horse or griffin left, and if we simply use the horse to basically scoot him over one onto that goblin portal, and then he will start, well, he'll start at first by bombing the goblin. No, of course he won't. Die says no. So no damage from that bomb, unfortunately, but he is still over there and he can still start trying to defeat that goblin, which we will do now, I believe. So that was all movement. Yep. So we are now into night time. And we get started. So no damage, that's fine. We get 2 power back from the power die. Brings it to 5. What do we want for temples? We want scrolls for temples, so there's a scroll, and there is damage to a goblin. Right. So on the temple and damaging the goblin. Okay. We've got 1 damage there, which we can ignore, so we won't get that one. Got 2 more scrolls. I don't think we'll supplement them. I think we'll just save a power for the time being, and then 2 damage to the goblin. So we will just use 1 scroll to advance 1 more temple level, and then damage the goblin twice. So that's 1 and 2. Okay, and then we need... Alright, that one's ignored. We've got 2 magic track increases, that's fine. 1 more power, and a torch which does nothing for nobody. Right, 1 damage we can ignore, 1 we cannot, and I think we will now take the damage because we have enough health that we're okay, and that will retaliate to the goblin and do a damage to the goblin as well. And 2 more mushroom track movements. So we will do 1 retaliatory damage. So that goblin is almost defeated. Okay, so again, 1 health we can ignore, 1 we can't, so we'll take the 1 for that again. No, we'll save our power because we still need a fair amount of scrolls. So we will ignore 1 damage, we will take 1 damage, back down to 8, and therefore retaliate against the goblin. And we could have defeated him anyway with this punch, but that's fine, he's done for anyway. And we'll use 1 scroll from the die, and then we'll spend 2 power to supplement that scroll like so, which basically means now we just need a bunch of mushrooms. Well, there's 1 of them. So we take 1 damage. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. We will take 1 damage. We won't try and defend against it. We will not get a power. Oops, that was a mushroom. So that's 2 mushrooms now. So we've only got 1 space to go on the mushroom track, and then we've got to where we need to go for that. And again, a scroll plus 2 power is the 2nd scroll there, the water temple. So we just need 1 more mushroom now, I think, and then we are all done. And there we go. So, yep, that's fine. That's the mushroom we needed, and we're done with that. And everything else is wasted, doesn't give us anything, so we will ignore all that and finish up rolling. So we have enough magic track levels now that we can, plus the book, successfully learn the 3rd level on there, or 3 levels higher anyway, so we're done with that guy, he comes back. This guy finished his temple, so he comes back, and this guy defeated his goblin, so he comes back. And I don't believe it matters for anything, but we may as well give ourselves 3 more power. And we have finished the, what was it, the water temple? Yep, water temple. So we get the key. Again, I don't believe residual items give us anything, but we do, however, get the sword. So that is finished with, and that's another legendary item. And we are done with the day. Did I forget to move that up? I probably did, actually. So yeah, I think that was our 5th and final round. I simply forgot to bookkeep the round track, and we are done with. So now we basically tally up everything we've got and score all points for it. So the come on, brain, the level I am having a serious mental block here, unfortunately. The round track, that is right, isn't it? The round track, yeah, has a handy chart on it. Sorry guys, I completely froze there for a second. So the round track has a handy chart on it, and it basically tells you however many of the item you've got, what the equivalent points for it is that you're going to get. So we'll bring that down here, and we'll do spell levels first. So we got all 10 spell levels, as indicated there, so we get 16 points. So spell levels are kind of the least amount you can get points for, basically. We've done quests, so how many quests have we done? 1, 2 there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 8 quests gives us 20 points. So that's 36 so far. And then we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goblins. Not too many goblins, unfortunately. And that is 12 points. So that was 36 plus 12 is 48. Is that right? 36 plus 12 is 48? No? Yes? 36. Yeah, that is 48. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just... yeah. 48 points. And then we have done 1 sword and 1 scroll staff for a further 4 points each, so another 8 points, basically. when you do legendary items. So that is 48 plus 8 would be 56. So we did actually, get the manual back, we did actually complete the Squire victory point goal. We only needed 50 points, we got 56. If we had gone for Knight, if we'd been a bit more brave, and we'd gone for the Knight level, we would have got that as well, because we would have got that by 1 point, but as it is, Squire's fine, and that will just give us something else to shoot for next time. You know, maybe we'll get Knight, or we'll be even braver and try and go for Hero of Legend. That one is, I guess if we defeated a few more goblins, we probably could have got the 60 points for that. But anyway, there you go. So I hope you enjoyed it. That was solo game of Tiny Epic Quest, and I will see you next time.